Good evening, all. Good evening, very good evening, and welcome to day 5 of our data science masterclass. Can I get some response? Am I audible? Can you guys see my screen? Good evening. Dear participants, good evening. Can I get some response? Am I audible? Can you see my screen properly? Good evening. So, welcome to day 5, and I hope we have to continue with what we have left in our previous class, right? So, we have discussed about Matplotlib, a visualization library in Python. So, we have completed that Matplotlib alone, and we have left about Seaborn, right? So, today we complete Seaborn. Today we complete Seaborn and then we actually go into today's topic, which is the project. Okay, so we have a project, exploratory data analysis, to answer some questions which don't especially have any visualization. So the visualizations answers will be dealt in the next session. That's a second project. So today we'll be having an interesting session, I would say, because the project we have is something like an interesting one with some questions and answers. Okay, so in the second half we will be discussing this particularly, which is something like real world sales data analysis with pandas. So we have a bunch of questions to ask here, and we'll be finding answers from the data set. Okay, so are you guys ready to start with Seaborn first? So first we complete Seaborn and then we move towards that content. Okay, so moving towards Seaborn. Okay, so starting with Seaborn, Seaborn is again another library for data visualization in Python. Okay, so when you talk about Matplotlib, it has wide variety of options, and Seaborn is something like which is built on top of Matplotlib library, so you could connect and use both. And Seaborn is having you an advantage, something like you could create graphs here which are visually very attractive. Okay, so they have different they have their scatter plot, bar plot, heat map, and they have their own violin plot. Okay, and swarm plot, they have their own type of plots and all. Only one advantage which you could tell or compare with Matplotlib and Seaborn is something like, so in Seaborn your visualization will be pretty much great and nice, really okay, visually attractive statistical graphics is what you get with Seaborn. So you could start with pip install Seaborn. You could import and use it. So the first plot we'll be discussing now is scatter plot. So I would go and jump into our collab file, and we have our pip install Seaborn, install it, import Seaborn as SNS, that's the short name for it. So once you have installed it, the scatter plot, okay, you could call SNS, this is Seaborn dot scatter plot. In Matplotlib it is called as scatter, and here it is called as scatter plot, and you could pass your x, y and the data which you have. So here what we used to do it in Matplotlib, you used to pass what's the exact x values and y values. Here you could pass the data as your data frame, and you could pass the name of the columns for your x and y, so that could directly take it from that, so you can just use it in such way. Okay, so first example is I'm going to use Seaborn also offers you some sample data set for you for your visualization. Okay, so you could go and load the data set. There is some sample data set which is available, so you could load data set, and I'm going to load a data set called as iris data set. Okay, so loading this iris.head. So we have a data set having sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. Okay, species name, that's the target. So if I want to know how many values I have in species, I could go with value counts, and I'll be getting details. So we have equally spaced target, Setosa, okay, versicolor and virginica. So these are the categories we have particularly in our data set. And we are going to go with set theme here with style equal to dark. Okay, so you could alter this. So this altering this will be helpful for you to adjust the theme and all. So the first plot we are going to discuss is scatter plot, where x is sepal length, okay, y is petal length, So let me just show you first with these two, and I'll explain other features and all. First, let me just cut it off. Okay. SNS.scatterplot and data equal to your data set, which is called as iris, right? So you just pass it and let me run it. So this is what you get. Okay, so you have a scatter plot now with x as sepal length, okay, y as petal length, and so on. So now here what offers scatter plot, or what Seaborn offers you most, is you could add few more features to it. Something like you could add something known as hue and size to vary. Okay, so what is hue? Let us see now. So here I could add a hue column and I could pass any categorical column. Maybe for example, let me pass the species here. So passing the species here is getting me results like this, where now you are differentiating the values with color as well. Okay, so you have three species: Setosa, versicolor, and virginica, and you could see that. Okay, so the species belonging to Setosa has very less of petal length and sepal length, and then in the mid we have the petal length and sepal length for versicolor. Sorry guys. And virginica is having the highest values. Okay, and you could also view it based on size as well. Okay, so if you have another feature, you could go and pass the size that is going to alter and show you. Okay, so here you have the option known as palette and all. Okay, so in palette there are different palettes in Seaborn available, which are different color patterns. So you could pass something known as check the documentation and pass a value. So set 1 is obviously giving you a color frame. So there are something known as set 2 and so on. There are different color patterns available. Okay, and we can get nicer plots like this. So that is scatter plot, and the next plot we are going to discuss is called as bar plot. So similar bar graph from Matplotlib. Here it is bar plot, and you could pass x, y, hue, data, and palette to get your results. And I'm going to load the Titanic data set for this particular task, and let me go with .head. And for this data set I'm going to visualize bar plot of the gender, okay, survived or not, with the hue of class column, which is the first class, second class, or third class. Okay, and the Titanic is the data and the color pattern is red and blue. Okay, so running this will give me something like this. Okay, so if you take the hue out of it, okay, you will be getting a plot which is just the count of which gender survived the most. Okay, so that's the result of this. But here also, if you want to integrate something like a hue value to tell that male from which passenger class survived the most, least, and all, then female has survived from which passenger class most and least, and this would infer you or give you the respective results for it. Okay, so the next plot we are going to see is a count plot. Count plot is pretty much easy for you and really helpful. Okay, so count plot is okay. So count plot is something like a bar plot, but here you could easily call it. So it's something like in Pandas you go with value counts, right? So here you could do it directly. Okay, so you could just pass the columns and get the results. So before continuing, are we clear till now? So I'm just getting good evening response alone. Are you guys following through this? So you could just pass data and a particular categorical column to the count plot. So it is going to give you a count bar graph for it. Okay, maybe something like, if I want to know how many people in embarked, maybe something like Titanic of embarked. Okay, dot value counts, I'll be getting this result, right? It's similar in graph. So if you want to take this in a graph, you will be creating values, index and all. Then we used to go with our bar plot, right? So you could directly call sns.count plot and pass your x value, the column which you want to check, and your data. You will be getting a bar graph for it. So now you could infer, right? So this data now integrated into a graph S, C, and Q. So that is our result here. So next thing, we will be going with iris.head now. Okay, so we'll use a box plot now. So yesterday we have seen about box plot, the box we used to get the average values, outliers and all. You could go with sns.boxplot and pass your x, y and data to get the box plot results. So running the box plot on the iris dataset on species with the sepal length. So the species Setosa has an average sepal width of 3.5 and versicolor has an average of nearly 2.7 and virginica has an average of nearly 3 and above, right? So this comparison you could get simply, and you could see yesterday we have seen a bar plot from Matplotlib and you are seeing a box plot from Seaborn and you could see how good the visualization is actually, right? So the visuals will be really great here. That's the idea behind our Seaborn. So next we have an option called as pair plot. So it's, as the name itself suggesting, it is going to create multiple pairs and give you a result. So the pair plot is something like you could pass the data. First let us pass the data and show it. Let me just cut it off. Iris, let me just pass this pair plot and I am passing my entire data frame here. So automatically it is going to create, it will take some time and it is going to create multiple plots for you, which is going to be like a correlation plot of how many columns you have. You will be getting their comparison. So how sepal length is related with other columns. So maybe something like how sepal length is related with sepal width. Your graph is particularly here. And if you have the same columns, you get the distribution. So sepal length with sepal length, you get the distribution of it, and you get a scatter plot of x, this, and the respective y, multi combinations. Here you could add a few more things like the hue and palette to get more information based on the color and extract it, right? So it will take some time because it has to plot all those things. Next we have heat maps and all. So this is what the result is. You could see the visualization now was pretty much great and you get a white nice graph here. So this is what your entire chart is. So you could see how sepal length is related with sepal width, with y-axis sepal length, what is petal length on the x-axis, you get this. You could tell a lot of story here, right? So all these things are achievable. Nice graphs, nice colors from Seaborn. So next is heat map and so we used to tell a correlation plot, right? CORR from Pandas will give you a correlation, how one is related with the other. You could visualize this, okay? So you could visualize this simply by passing. If you get this, just pass this numeric equal to true. In some versions, you get error. So if you want to visualize this, what you could do is you could pass this entire thing correlation as an input here. So you call sns.heatmap and pass this as an input. Okay, so correlation, you have to pass some parameters. It is the color bar, line width, annotation should be true, and the format of the values 0.1f means after that only one values will be there after the decimal, and color map you could set. So running this, you could visualize this in a chart. Okay, so this is the correlation heat map. So this is called as a heat map. Wherever the color is darker, then it tells that it has a high correlation. Okay, high correlation, and we are interested in survived or not, right? So this gives you how each column is impacting the target and all. We could use it for inference and all. So that is heat map. Yeah, so that's with our Seaborn. And are you ready to build your career with data science? If you are, you could join for our exclusive 1-month internship on data science. So you will be getting 30 days of live sessions, 90 days of access to records, 8+ source codes of data science projects, 30 downloadable PPTs, VIP community group, weekly mentor support, internship confirmation letter, participation certificate and all. So you could get all these things at a discounted fee at $799 and the registration link is available in chat box. So you could register, and today is going to be the last day for it. So if you are interested to join our internship, 1-month internship, you get additional contents. Okay, from base you get additional contents. All those things at a discounted fee at $799. So we will be doing projects, and today we are going to do now our exploratory data analysis on sales data set, and we have a bunch of projects for you guys. You could download, get the code, get all the benefits. Or if you want, we are going to give you a 3-in-1 bundle offer, a Python course 30 days, data science 30-day contents, then data analytics on Power BI, Tableau, okay, Excel and all. So all these 3 courses you could get it at a discounted fee at 1200. So at this price you are getting 3 courses. So it's a wonderful offer where you are getting 3 courses at just 1200. Okay, and the last date is today, so we are going to wind up it today. So everything will be completed today. So if you want or interested to join, you could register. Okay, so this is a wonderful opportunity for you where you get 90 records, weekly live sessions to clarify your doubt, 3 certificates on each of your course, and a bundle certificate as well. So 20 plus projects, 1 year validity, downloadable PPTs, internship confirmation letter, hackathon session live and all. And yeah, so guys, if you are interested, today is the last date. So both of these links are available in the chat box, so you could get benefited from it. Okay, so now moving into the project of today's session, project 1, exploratory data analysis, a real world sales data analysis with pandas. Okay, so it is going to just use pandas. Next day we will do exploratory data analysis on world population data set, where we are going to utilize all the libraries like Matplotlib, Seaborn, Numpy and all. So you have a yearly data set. Every month a company has produced a data set. From January to December you have a data set, and what we are going to do is we need to analyze their sales, and they have some questions. Okay, so we have some 8 questions. First is find which month is best month for sales. The next question is which city sold the most product, and next question is which time is best for selling. The next is what product sold the most. So if you think what product sold the most, you have to find out why. Okay, why do you think that it sold the most? Then what products are most often sold together? How much probability for next people will order USB-C charging cable, and how much probability for the next people will be buying other products and all. So these are the questions. So first, starting with the first question, before that we need to load and make our data set ready, right? So see here guys, I have already have the data sets available. So I have data set of 2019 where you have from January to December sales data set. So importing pandas as PD, and you have to import, okay, OS, I think this we will be deleting and then recreating later. So first I am just copying the path, and I am using Python to check what all I have in my directory. So I have a configuration file, then all these data sets and a sample data set folder and all. So I am interested in all the files which have sales in it, right? So all these files alone I want to take. So what I am going to do is import OS for X in os.list directory of content, which give you this list. Go through it and print all the X. So this will give me all the names alone of my files. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these things and load and combine them in a single data frame. So in dataset I'm creating pd.dataframe. I'm creating an empty data frame here. Okay, and then what I'm doing is I'm running through it, and every time I'm creating a temporary variable d equal to pd.read_csv, get the name of it, okay, location, read the file and store in D, and we know that we have an option called as concat, right, to combine both. So we use concat and pass dataset, which is the empty one first, and the first file. So now the first file has been appended to the dataset, then the next file will be taken and concatenated, then next and next, so that it can combine all together. So running this will be combining everything and doing and saving it in dataset. So now we'll check info about our dataset. Do we have, what do we have? We have nearly 1,86,305 rows. So whatever the dataset we have here is comparatively huge compared with what we had earlier. Okay, it's a huge dataset. Going with dataset.shape of 0, so this is the shape of your rows. You have nearly 5 columns. We are going to check for null value percentage. So first getting the null values. 545 compared with this, you can just delete them, no issues. And this is the percentage of null values. It seems like some rows are repetitively null. Okay, so we could just go and drop it, and our data set is ready. Okay, this is our data set. We have order ID, product, quantity ordered, price of each, order date, and purchase address and all. Okay, so now we can directly use it, or we have combined this data set, right? So why take risk? So just export it. Okay, using 2_CSV you could save a CSV file. So whatever has been done above, I am going to just save it to CSV. Okay, and we are saving it, and then we are loading it once again. Okay, so if you want, you could download that. I'm just loading it off now. So freshly data.head. What is the first question? Which month is best for sales? So based on month, we have to find it now. And one more thing, so look at this product value count. Okay, so you have all these things, and we have a problem here. There is something known as product in the name of product. Okay, which is not relevant. This 355, we don't need that. There is some mistake in this, so we are removing it by getting all those things which are not equal to that, which means we are getting all the remaining things alone and storing it. Okay, so you get all those remaining alone. I'm storing it, and now what's the shape? This is the shape of our left out. And now if you go with value counts, that has been removed, and we are going to start now with the next thing, which is the sales. Okay, see here, if you want to find the sale of a product, you need to find which product, if you want to find out which month is good for sales, then for every month you need to find out, okay, what is the total sale has been happened. So for doing that, what we could do is we have to utilize the quantity ordered and the price of each, because if someone has purchased this one time, then that's 700. So if someone has purchased twice, that's 1400. So you have to multiply these two to get what's the sale amount. And if you want to get the month, then you can use this order date column to get out of it. So first, looking into the data types, all these things are belonging to object, which means they are not numerical values for multiplication. They are numbers, but they are of string data type. You could directly convert it by using pd.toNumeric. So toNumeric will convert that particular thing. If it's possible, it is going to combine them into a numeric value like an integer, float, or numbers like that. So I'm just changing the quantity ordered as numeric and price of each as numeric data type. Once done, you could check the info, so you could get that those two based on their type, integer or float, they will be decided. And I'm going to create a new column now, which is the sales, and that is going to be the multiplication of price of each multiplied by the quantity ordered. So running this and now getting the head. Okay, so we got the sale now, and I want the month. Okay, I want month detail, so I have to get it from the order date. So see here, if I get the order date, the month is in the first two, right? So I could just slice it off by turning them into a string. Slice the first two, you get all the month detail. Okay, so I'm creating a month column to store it, and now this is our final column. Okay, so we have to utilize these two to find which month is good for sale. So getting the value counts, so this is the total transactions or sale happened, and checking the values, what you could use is you could use group by from pandas. So in group by, you could pass a column for matching. So I'm going to get for every month I need to get, right? So I need to group them by month. So for month, okay, I need to get the sale and the sum of it, and we are going to sort the values with ascending as false, and running this will give me for every month I'm getting. Okay, so on month 12, so if you just run I'll cut it off. Okay, group by month. Okay, and get the total sum of it. So you get every column now, okay, based on sorted by month. Okay, so that's the idea behind group by. So we need to run a complex amount of task, and what you are getting, just if you call group by and get sum or mean, what you are getting is your now index will be your month. So whatever categories you have, all the 12 months are there, and all the sum of each in that particular has been taken out. And here you could select a single column and apply these things. Okay, hopefully something like if you want to look at the sales and get the value counts. Okay, so according to this, now the values are sorted based on higher amount of sales, and the highest sale belong to December month. So that is the good month for sale. Okay, so that's the answer for us in this particular question. So the first question answer is December is the good month for sale. So can we answer the second question? So the second question is, which city sold most product? Okay, so looking into the city detail. So if you want to get the city detail, you have to look into the head, and here we are. So we have the purchase address where you have the street name, then the city name, and the number of it or pin code of it. So the city name is in the second one, right? So if you separate them or split them with comma, this first index will be having the city name. So what I could do is, if I just split it, okay, turning them into a string, split on comma, okay, so it will split and give you a list of this separated by comma, this, then this, and you are getting in first index, you could take it, and I am taking the first index and I am getting Austin, San Francisco, all the city names, and I am going to store this as city. Okay, so now our dataset has the city. So now I need to group by city to get the answer of it, right? So what all unique cities you have? You have all these unique cities, and I am going to group by city, the sales and the sum of it. Okay, so doing this will give me who is ascending as false, will give me who is the most done sale. Okay, San Francisco is the most the city which has more sale. Okay, so that's the answer for our second question. Are we clear with second question? So can we go into the third one now? So the third question is, which time is best for selling? Okay, which time is best for selling? So back to take the time. So the time is actually in the date, order date. We have the time also, and you can use negative slicing here. Okay, I need to get just these two. Okay, which is on this is from negative, this is -1, -2, -3. Okay, I need to get from -5, which is this, -4. Okay, -3 it won't include if you mention. So if you run this, you get this 20, 19, 05 and all, which is the hard related detail. And I'm going to store this as hard. And let us use head and use the value counts to see the total count. Okay, so this is the values. And I'm going to once again group them based on hour and get the sale, and 7 p.m. is good, and 12 o'clock noon is good for sale. They have a lot of sale happened at that time. So anything around, if you could check all these good time for sale which belongs to this time period, which is around 11, 12, 13, okay, which is around the afternoon, and at the night, which is around 7, 8, 9 and 10 p.m. they have a good sale. Okay, and in the midnight or in the mornings and all, they have very less sale. That's the answer for these questions. So going into the fourth one, what product sold the most? Okay, so we need to get now product details. Okay, so the product iPhone is there, right? So we need to take care of the quantity ordered as well. Maybe iPhone bought one time, wired headphone bought twice. So we need to count that as well. First, looking into the product value count. Okay, so USB-C charging cable is the most repeating here, but okay, so we are going to utilize the quantity ordered as well by grouping based on product and get the sum of it to get how much it has been sold. And you could see that now the USB-C charging cable has been gone below, and the most bought, okay, is the AAA batteries pack, okay, 4 pack, then AA batteries 4 pack, then USB-C charging cable, lightning charging cable and so on. Okay, and LG dryer, washing machine and all least bought. So the most sold is the product which is AAA batteries pack. So now comes the fifth question, what product sold the most? We have answered it. Why do you think it sold the most? So for answering this question, what could be a best way of finding it? Can you guys think about it? In the meantime guys, once again, since this is the last day for it, if you want, okay, you could join for our exclusive 1 month internship on data science. You will be getting 30-day recorded sessions on data science, additional contents and all, 90 days of access to records, 8 plus source codes and project files. So if you buy this, you don't need to get any other projects from outside. You will be getting all the code files and all, 30 downloadable PPTs, VIP community group, weekly mentor support, internship confirmation letter and internship participation certificate. So you could register and get it at a discounted fee at 799, and the registration link is pinned and available in chat box, and today is going to be the last day for it. Okay, so if you are interested, you could register and get it, and we will be doing this projects, and you could get all these files, data sets and all, and you could get certified. Or if you want, you could also join for our 3-in-1 bundle offer, a Python course, a data science course and a data analytics course, 30 days each content. So you are learning a full stack in this, okay, from base to advanced, implementing all these things at a discounted fee at just 1200. At this valuable price, you are getting 3 valuable courses and 3 certificates, all the code files, downloadables and all, weekly live support. And today is going to be the last date for this wonderful offer. So if you want, you could register and get all these benefits. So continuing with the questions, so I got one answer: use of the product which is of daily usage, okay, daily needs. So do we use AAA batteries often? Do we buy that often? No, right? So maybe we buy a battery pack and then it goes out, then you buy it again. That may happen, and it may not sound great. So for answering this question, we are going to just look into the price of each. Okay, so you know that iPhone is a very costly thing, and nobody buys iPhone often, right? So iPhone is a thing which very few people buy because based on the cost of it. Okay. So that could be a reason, because what all things you battery packs and all, they are not going to charge you, they are very less of cost, right? And looking into dryer or washing machine or monitor or laptop or Google phone or iPhone, okay, all these things are really high of price. That may be a good reason why people has bought it less. And we need to group by the product and get the price each and mean value, what's the average price. And you could see that the AAA batteries pack, okay, is around just 2.99, okay, and this is $3, this is 11, and you could see the higher price values, nobody is buying that much, right? So based on the price, so the answer for this is the price detail. Okay, so the price is an important factor, cost of it. Okay, some cheap products will be selling the most, and some huge products are not much. So, and next question is, what product are often sold together? Okay, so if you want to find this combination of what most sold together, we have to go and check it. Let us do one thing first. Look into the head, and we have something known as order ID. Okay, yeah, that's correct, and that's the answer we have inferred. And yeah, so the next thing is, you could see that if someone has bought it together, you have the same ID. Okay, so you could see this person using order ID, you could see that iPhone charging cable and wired headphone has been bought together. So like this, we ought to find the pattern and find which has been bought together. For that, first let us check the duplicated, and this is what the duplicates available in that, which means many has been bought together, and we are going to get, okay, duplicated with keep equal to false and get that alone in the data. And looking into the data now, okay, so we have all the combined thing. Okay, so we are keeping that. Okay, so only duplicates are now available, and what all duplicates we have, then we can just combine and get it, group them by. Okay, so now what we are going to do is data of group, the grouped column will be data.group by. You are grouping by order ID now. So if you group by this order ID, you get iPhone, lightning charging cable and wired headphone. So we are just transforming by just combining them with comma. That's it, guys. So if you pass this particular ID, you get iPhone, comma, lightning charging cable, comma, wired headphones. Then the next person, iPhone, lightning charging cable, comma, the next. So for this Google phone, comma, USB-C charging cable. So that's what the result will be. And the new column, if you look at the dot head now, you could see that now we have our combined grouped data. Okay, so now we are going to just take the order ID and group and drop the duplicates, and now we will be going and doing the value counts. So the value counts will give us which has been sold together. iPhone lightning charging cable, okay, so these two are sold most. Then Google phone and USB-C charging cable sold most. Then iPhone and wired headphone sold the most. Then you have all these remaining categories. Okay, so this is the answer for it. And last two questions are for probability. Okay, so we haven't looked much into the probability. And don't worry guys, when we look into our day, especially day 7, I hope day 8, 9 and 10, all those 3 days upcoming are for statistics. Okay, so we have statistics 1, statistics 2 and statistics 3 sessions for just statistics. That's very important for data science, where we'll discuss about probability, sampling theory, a lot more. Now the basics of probability is something like you would have heard with the coin, right? So if you spin a coin, what's the probability? It may be head or it may be tail. So here, how much probability for the next people will order USB-C charging cable? Okay, so we are going to find the probability, but what's the formula for finding a probability is, this is the function formula for it. You get the frequency and the total frequency. If you want to find the probability, for example, see this guys, we know that Rutraj Gaikwad is not good in probability of getting correct tosses, right? He is always losing the tosses. Something like that, if you check, maybe he has gone for a toss of spinning a coin for 10 times. So he is spinning a coin for 10 times and he got 6 times of tail and 4 times of head. And what that tells is the probability of the coin may fall into head, okay, is 0.4. And the reason is it is 4 divided by 10, the frequency divided by the total. And then is the probability of okay, the probability of getting tail is something like 6 divided by 10, that is 0.6, and that's probability. So if you want to check based on past data, what's the total occurrence divided by what's the total one. So if you want to tell, okay, if you want to tell who is going to buy this particular product, which is the USB-C charging cable, so you want to find what's the total, and you need to check how many has already bought it. You divide, you get the probability. So the total equal to product value counts dot sum. Okay, total. So how much people has already bought it? This is the total, and I'm getting only the C charging cable. Okay, those who bought C charging cable and the quantity ordered, and I'm summing the total count. Okay, so I'm getting this is the total occurrence and this is the total entire occurrence. This is the occurrence of it. And now if you just take for this USB-C and pass this probability function, you get 0.11%. That's the probability of people buying that. Okay, so that's the answer for this particular question. So this data set is sales data set. You have a bunch of every month data available. You could do a lot more compared with this. So if you want, you could if you want it from our side, you have to join the internship. So we'll be providing everything from our side. Or if you want, you could check the Kaggle, you could download this dataset easily. So the final question now is how much probability for next people will be buying other products. So that's a simple question actually, like you found for USB-C, you need to find it for all the products which is available. Okay, so for doing that, what we could do is we could run it in a loop and like checking that, okay, instead of USB, now you are going to pass all the unique products you have. Okay, we are getting that particular products alone, and we are getting the quantity ordered, value counts, sum it, and then we used to print what's the X and their probability. We just pass it. So this is the probability of each of the products. Okay, iPhone 0.03, and if you look at the AAA C, you could get a high. Okay, AAA batteries and all, you could get the probability high. So that's the total probability of people buying that, and we get this particular results. So that's our first project. Okay, exploratory data analysis on sales data set, and we have successfully completed it. So that's it for this session. I hope you guys enjoyed this particular tasks. And in next session we have the second project where we are going to utilize world population dataset along with Matplotlib and Seaborn and Pandas to answer a lot of questions. It's not like questions. Anyway, you won't be having questions everywhere. This is our first data analysis project, so we have gone with questions. Usually you get just the data set, you will create a question and you will find the answer. That's the idea behind data analytics, and we'll be doing that in the next session particularly. So before winding up, are you ready to build your career with data science? And if you are, Pantech is giving you an opportunity. So you could join for our exclusive 1 month internship on data science. You could get 30 days of live sessions, 90 days of access to record, project files, data set, downloadable, all you could get at a discounted fee at 799. And today is the last date, guys. If you want, you could register and get the benefits. And you will be getting all the project files, source codes, downloadables. Or if you want, you could join for our 3-in-1 bundle offer, a Python course 30 days, data science course 30 days, and data analytics 30 days content. Together 90 days at just 1200. You could get its self-paced course. You could complete anytime you want. That's up to you. You could do it within a month, or that's up to you. So you will be getting all these contents at just 1200. Today is the last day. You'll be getting 3 certificates, 90 records, 20 plus projects, 1 year validity, downloadable PPTs, internship confirmation letter, and hackathon session live and all. And that's it for this session. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. We'll see in the next session. So if you are interested, please make use of the links which is available in chat box and description, because today is going to be the last date for it. Thank you guys. Thank you all.